Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee and Conversation. Today I have Cerita Mentari with me today. Hello Bu, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, and
So
hopefully you're good too.
I'm good. Today we want to talk about the organization Cerita Mentari and what it does and how long has it been and what it stands for. And today Ibu Angie is with me today to present it to you. So Bu, do you want to like just tell people a little bit about the organization and what it is and how it runs?
All right, so first of all, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to share about our organization, Cerita Mentari. So basically, it's a reading club. Um, my friend, Ibu Elina, is the founder of this organization. She started it really casually, I think in the year of 2016, when she was jogging around Kemang village and she saw these children. Um, they were doing nothing in the morning. They just gathered together and no parents at that time. So Ibu Elina was called to like, I have this useful and something fun on Saturday and Sunday morning, and she told me she called the children one by one and gathered them. And in the beginning, she gave out this candies to station, and at the time she read the book on the spot, and the kids really liked it, and they asked for more, and that's why this Cerita Mentari was founded.
Well, that's
Yep,
very
that's
interesting.
the
From
beginning.
a from a simple routine, yeah, and then a whole organization was built.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, so I
Yeah.
want to ask you. So Cerita Mentari, is it like a nonprofit organization? What exactly is it, to the people so that people know what it is?
So along the way, we have these people who donated books and then snacks for the kids. We also share to our community, and then some people are inspired, and they also like to contribute to our organization. Um, to donate books. Sometimes they also come to just read the books for the kids. And also snacks, just like I mentioned in the beginning. Yep. So it's a nonprofit organization, but um, we see that if we have this goodwill, if we have this good intention, then God will help us, will provide for us. So, yep. And we're really thankful for those people who help us to this day.
Yeah, that's nice. How long has it been going on for? Is it like 3 years? I think more than that, right?
More than that, it's if I'm not mistaken, it's since 2016.
2000. So that's like
4 years
4 years.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Hmm.
well, can you tell us like the kind of opportunity that Cerita Mentari kind of provides for the kids, what it does and how it's beneficial to them, but also like to you as a person and what you learned?
So our aim for this organization is um, to increase the children's interest in reading, and we focus on this reading aloud activity. We provide them books and we read them books, and yeah, our aim is to increase their interest in reading, because not to kind of underestimate them, but um, we see that these kids have limited access to books, and at their school, they don't have enough access to books in their surroundings, in their environment, in their houses. They don't have enough access to reading books. So that's why we provide that kind of opportunity to them. In the beginning, we read them books. So um, it will increase their interest. Oh, I like this book. And then after that, after the reading aloud activity, we provide them another chance to read independently. And then we do some activities like crossword puzzle, and then quiz about the story. They can also draw and color pictures about the story. And sometimes we also have this science experiment, because that also requires reading for the kids, and they get to do some fun things, and they really like it. So especially, yeah, so we have this aim to increase their reading interest.
So how has that been impacting them for, because it's been going on for 4 years now? Like, how do you think it has benefit them in a way, and like the kind of progress you see in the community?
So we help the kids to also read aloud for their friends or for their siblings, for small kids. So for the higher grades, we read them novel books. And then after that, we give them also opportunity to train them to read aloud for their younger siblings or younger friends. And for the lower kids, we read them picture books. And after that, we usually kind of ask them some questions to check whether they understand the story, or if they have questions, or they can relate it to their daily lives. And we kind of we see that they understand the story, they like the story, and they can relate to their daily lives. Because when we choose to read the books, we choose the books that can relate to their daily lives as well. For example, how to be brave, like run after your dreams and do your best and ask questions. And we can raising. They always ask for more. Ibu, can I read more books? Ibu, can I have an independent reading together with my friends, or can I read books to her or him? And more, they also bring more friends, more people to our organization, um, to experience the same thing that they experience. They get the benefits, and they want other people experience that as well. And that's really joyful to see.
That's nice. The fact that they're sharing in just in between their community, saying that like, yo, I kind of learned something
Yeah.
from here, and you should totally join. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you also mentioned Ibu Alina and you, both of you guys are working together in this non-profit organization. So, for the both of you yourselves, like, what do you think are some challenges that you encounter in this community? Like, because you both are also teachers, right? So, is it like the
Mm-hmm.
time management? Is it like the resources? What are some things that you face that you, even until today, you still find it hard?
Okay, so that's right. You mentioned that we're teachers and we teach at the same school. We teach some some students at the same environment, and we kind of compare it with the kids in Cerita Mentari, and we find it really, really different um, from the environment that they grew up with, the people that they grew up with, and it shapes the way they interact with their friends, with us. So, yeah, sometimes it's more to the behavior, because they are used to they're used to talk with certain tones, or with certain language with the people around them that we're not used to. So in the beginning, we consider it as rude and not polite, not kind, and that takes time for us to tell and teach to the kids. You're not supposed to do this to adults or to us, or you're not supposed to say that to your friends because it's not polite. And that's quite challenging for us, because they're not the things that they're not used to or grew up with in their environment, and it's kind of new for them. And yeah, that takes time. So we're not only teaching them or assisting them to read, to increase their interest in reading, but we also teach them to behave nicely, to respect people, to use kind words to their friends. Sometimes it's okay, bro. It's not offensive or it's not hurting her or him. Um, we usually say things like this to each other. So, but we kind of remind them, well, but it's still not okay. You have to learn to kind to each other, to respect kakak-kakak or the volunteers who come and read the books to you and lead you. You need to listen. So some things like that.
Oh, so it's more of like dealing with the kind of students that you're teaching and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But in terms of resources, is that still like a problem for you guys to kind of find, or is that like how did you guys manage to have the resources flowing inside your community?
For the resources, thankfully, we're not really struggling in that. For books, we still have enough books to share to the kids. Like I said, we had people who donated many books in the past, and we still keep them and sorting them out. For example, oh, this month we're gonna read this book. Next month we're gonna read this book, and we have this writer, Ibu Ang, who also donates some books for us, and that's more than enough. And sometimes we also searching through the internet looking for a donation from bookstore or any other organization or communities, and then we propose them. Would you like to donate books for us, and so on. So for resources, we so far, thankfully, we don't struggle. We have enough resources to share to the kids.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know that you have a lot of access to resources and other things like that. Well, what about
Mm-hmm.
well, this podcast kind of focus on motivating millennials to be able to start things that they've been wanting to start and they haven't started, or a nonprofit organization, just a little bit of a push for them. So, in your
Mm-hmm.
opinion, what are some things that you've personally learned, like for yourself? Like, how have you grown throughout the journey of being in Cerita Mentari?
For me, it's the willingness to learn. It's very important because when you're starting or joining a community or an organization, that's the most important thing that you need to have from the people that help you and from the people that you help. I think that's important to learn because don't think that, oh, I'm gonna come to this community and becoming the problem solver. I have the solution and I'll be the savior. No, you also will learn from those people, and you will modify your methods, your approaches to them, because the ones that we're serving is people, and people are growing and changing every time, and we have to be ready for that, and willingness to learn is the most important thing. And don't be afraid to start. You can start by doing simple things, um, like Ibu Elina did. It's very casually, just Saturday morning, and she was jogging around the Kamang village, and then she saw these children, and she has this passion to come to these kids, and so learn. And then you need to be blended. So if you would like to help some people in some community, you need to um, berbaur. That's the bahasa word. Yeah, you need to learn from them. You need to get to know their culture, um, their custom, and then after that, I think it's easier for them to accept you and let you in to help them. So that's the thing that I learned.
Yeah, that's nice to be able to blend in and kind of get their perspective and see
Mm-hmm.
things from their shoes and their point of view, because I think the hardest
Right.
thing about working with a community and children that are just very different is that being able to understand how they perceive things from their point of view to make it fun and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
enjoyable for them too, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So, Bo, personally, what do you think are some recommendations for you for, teenagers or millennials in general that wants to start an organization, whether it is profit or nonprofit, what's one of your personal inspiration and personal push for them?
In the beginning, like I said, the willingness to learn, the humility, yep, and the ability to work with other people, to get to know other people, um, and because like I said before, if you want to start a community to help people, you need to know that people are changing and it's challenging. um, you need to be consistent, you need to have endurance to stay with the people, and stick to your vision and mission in the beginning. Oh, I'm going to help them, and I'm going to learn and grow with them. um, and it's not about you, it's about them and you growing with them. So um, sometimes when people would like to do something good, they think about, oh, what do I get for myself? But the most important thing is that you will need to also think about them and growing with them and not taking advantage from them. And yeah, endurance, and also the willingness to grow with them, even though it is painful along the way. Because once again, it's people, and people are changing, and people have feelings, and it's complicated. You have to be ready for that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it's all about just being able to know the momentum and being able to understand the community itself.
I met you in